Don't ever try to be a certain way so people like you. And I'm not gonna hide that shit. Obviously, she's a freak of an athlete, and you're not gonna fucking hope your way to your dreams. I have a black heart too sometimes, though. At least I feel that way.
Here we go.
One of my favorite ways to get going is if I just not feeling it, not really knowing what to do, is just doing rounds on the machines, and I kind of just do them all. So that's kind of how we'll start this morning. Been a long week. Traveled last week for my kids' baseball. Made a trip out of it because it was on their spring break, so that was really fun. Got some, had a great time, and got to travel with. We drove, so I got to travel with my equipment, as some people saw on Instagram. It was so cool. It was so easy how everything broke down. I had this new squat rack that I have that's 2 spare legs, and it broke down and took up almost no space at all. Lined the truck bed with plates and had a small ball and then a small bar, and had a very small, the new pack sled. So it was great. It was phenomenal. Got just enough in, really short workouts to, get something in and then go on and still enjoy the time with the family. So that was really cool. But anyways, so back in it today. Want to get moving. Didn't have any machines, which I do always miss the machines when I don't have them. So we'll do 4 rounds of 20 calories of each machine. Not the runner, but so row, bike, ski, echo bike. And so we'll do 4 rounds of 20, 20, 20, 20. So 80 calories each round, and then maybe rest 1 minute between after you get through all 4 of them. So yeah, nice easy way to warm up, get the blood flowing, get a sweat on, and then maybe some other stuff. Who knows? We'll see. We'll get after it. When I threw my belt, that was in the 2013 games.
Yeah.
When I got, the final workout, it was the 405 deadlifts and the pistols, weighted pistols. And I threw my belt after, I got through most of the workout, but I just didn't do nearly as well as I'd wanted to. And I was really frustrated. I got so much flack. Look at the crybaby. Oh, what a way to be a good sportsman. And it's, I think it's only by people who have never really competed at anything, or because when I see that from athletes, in my mind, where I go is, I'm like, oh, this person really fucking cares about what's happening. And frustration is a real fucking thing. And I don't care who you are as an athlete, there's always going to be some sort of frustration sometimes, because sometimes you're just not going to figure it out as fast as you want to. And, it's funny because telling my kids this weekend, frustration's okay, but you have to be able to harness it sometimes, and it's easier, and it's so much easier said than done. But no, I think, the jump rope throw I did, I got to a point where I also knew I wasn't going to get a better time than I wanted to from the last time I attempted the workout. So I was trying to keep my composure, but, it got the best of me that day. And I think it's relatable. And I'm not going to hide that shit. I've never been one to try to pretend like everything's always perfect or smooth, because it's not. That's not real life. But yeah, it was funny. I mean, I saw a few athletes repost shit, and good. If me showing the real side of things helps other athletes feel more comfortable doing it, I think it's just a good thing, because social media can be this place where it can actually fucking bog you down, because you're like, why is everyone else always crushing everything? Why is everyone else never struggle? And so when you really show that true side, I think people appreciate it. And I think other athletes or other people in general on social media, you know, it's good to be authentic. And so yeah, if it helps other athletes feel okay with showing the bad shit, that instead of just always good and always PRs, I'm okay with that. I'm just always gonna be me. And that's really why I put stuff like out there. And I was laughing my face off at it. It was funny. It was funny because it was so ridiculous. And in the moment, you know, you're just so frustrated.
Do you think athletes get held back by not being true to themselves and being authentic, letting their feelings out?
I do. I think you see the athletes who are more authentic, like Danielle Brandon. I think that's why people like her. Obviously, she's a freak of an athlete, phenomenal athlete as well, but she's very authentic, and you can tell, you know, she's being real and not trying to act a certain way or be a certain way to have some sort of persona. She's who she is, and so I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards her. And on my favorite one. Shit. Whew. Yeah, I definitely think more athletes could benefit from posting real shit. You know, you're seeing it more and more though. I don't think it's now super rare anymore. I think some of the athletes are definitely realizing being authentic and being true to themselves is actually going to help their brand more so than hurt it. I think people are tired of thinking that Instagram is just pure fake and pure bullshit, which so much of it is. And like just putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, people appreciate it.
What crosses the line? What's a behavior that isn't sportsmanlike?
Oh shit, good question. I think when you go into a victim mindset, you know, like poor me, you know, but it's easy to get caught up in that victim mentality. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where the hard line is of what's too much and what you shouldn't show, you know. I don't know if there is a line, to be honest. It's hard, but the one thing I've noticed about sharing my life is the shit that makes me question if I should show it or not is the stuff that gets the most feedback and gets the most reactions and or likes, views. And that's always been interesting to me, because anytime I question something in my mind, should I put this up or not? And then I do, and it's like, damn, okay. So I don't know if there's a line of what's too much and what's not enough. You know, it's a hard thing to determine, I guess.
Where do you think it comes from, being comfortable in your own skin to share so much?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it's just always who I've been, where I You know, I had a part of my life where I tried to kind of keep it to myself. You know, when I was in the military, and I felt like it was more so out of respect to my family and things. And I'm not sure why. I just became okay with it. I think after a while, you know, with a camera in your face, you're just like, well, I'm not gonna constantly be pretending to be something so people think I'm a certain way. You know, it's a thing I preach to my kids. I'm like, don't ever try to be a certain way so people like you. Because when those aren't the people you want to be around you, you want the people who like you for who you are and being authentic and being you. That's the people you want to be around. And so if I'm going to preach that to my kids, I might as well do it and not just talk about it. So I think that was something else where it's like, okay, I might have a camera in my face a lot, but it doesn't mean I have to be fake for anything, because if people don't like me, they're not going to like me. And that's okay. You know, they don't have to watch my shit, you know? So yeah, just at that moment, I was just like, no, just be me. And I think people have appreciated that.
You have a sense of confidence as well, like being able to stand up for yourself and what's right.
Yeah.
Do you think that came from the military? Your mom?
You know, I think being able to be outspoken for what you believe in and what you stand for has been something embedded in me since I was a kid. You know, like, I don't know, I was never afraid to shy away from conflict or an argument. Maybe it's not always right, but like, I never had an issue with if I saw something I didn't like or didn't agree with, being able to speak up and speak my mind. So, I don't know. I've always been that way. I don't think the military brought it out of me. I think the military helped definitely build confidence to where, you know, there's times in your life where you maybe don't agree with something or do agree with something and stand up for what you believe in. You know, I had a quote in my head and I just lost it. You know, a good quote that I remember learning pretty early was, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. So I think that really stood out to me in my mind. You know, so many people are afraid to stand up for things that they believe in. And all we do when we do that is let evil win. Oh, fuck.
Do you need passion, emotion to be a stronger athlete?
I think in some aspects, yes. In the aspect of it's hard to find the discipline and dedication without passion, I think. But I don't know if you have to be emotional. You have to have emotion to be passionate. I think there's a lot of good athletes out there that are very passionate and control their emotions very well. It's something I maybe have struggled with because I'm very passionate, but I can be very emotional in a sense where I care so much. It's hard for me to contain my emotions. I can be too emotional at times for sure. You know, I mean, throwing that rope, it's a very, example of it. And, you know, being able to harness that passion and control those emotions. I also don't fucking trust people who are emotionless though either. Black heart motherfuckers.
Who are or aren't?
Who are not emotional. You know, got that black heart I wish I had. I have a black heart too sometimes though. At least I feel that way. I have very little sympathy. You know, a lot of people want to talk about the victim. That's kind of what I was going with the victim mindset earlier. You know, like another great quote I ever heard was, never be upset or sad when something bad happens to you or something hard happens to you. Be thankful it happened to you, a man who can handle it, as opposed to someone who couldn't handle it. That's something I think about a lot, you know, and it keeps my emotions and my mindset in check when I want to start to feel sorry for myself or feel bad for myself for whatever reason. Just understanding like it's only bad because I perceive it as bad instead of taking it, like Jocko says, good. Something bad happens, something we don't want to happen, good. Now is the time to grow, time to learn. You know, those are all great quotes, great mindsets to have. And the more we can realize that shit, that it's not bad until we perceive it to be bad. And it's easier said than done, but it's, you know, if you can start to think about that and analyze that in your situation, in your life, in all aspects of it, you know, it's going to be for the better. Thanks for my rest.
When you think about external forces, like throwing the jump rope or throwing the belt after failing the 405 deadlift, was it the experience and that failure that was impactful, or was it the reaction that caused a greater impact?
That's a really good question. You know, I don't know what would have more impact on me, to be honest. If I'm looking at it and trying to really think about it, it was more so my reaction to what was happening and how I dealt with it afterwards that was more impactful than seeing the impact it had on other people. Because when I couldn't finish that workout, the deadlift workout, you know, I did lift it. People are like, oh, you can't even deadlift 4 or 5. I did. I lifted 13 out of the 15 reps you're supposed to get. But I wasn't able to lift it like I wanted to. And so for me, it was like when I didn't make the games in 15. It was very impactful on me to realize you can never rely on your past accomplishments and think that because you were there once, it's always going to be there, because it's not. And it's really where the term pay him or pay the man really started to take heart with me. And I loved that it gravitated and pulled other people in, because it's such a impactful mindset to have, where you realize you constantly have to be working at whatever it is you want to be good at. It's never going to just be there, and you're not going to fucking hope your way to your dreams. You're going to have to work so damn hard, so much more than you really want to actually accomplish something. And not only to accomplish something, but to keep it and to hold on to it. It's going to be a daily choice that you're going to have to make every single day to continue to do that stuff, to go in and put the work in, even when it doesn't feel good. Like yesterday, I put that post up. You know, we traveled for 13 hours. I got 3 hours of sleep, or 5 hours of sleep, maybe something, I don't know. And I didn't want to work out yesterday, but I was like, no, I could sit here, I could feel sorry for myself, I could feel lazy, and then at the end of the day, I'd probably be pissed off at myself that I didn't get it in. Or I can go down and just fucking do it. Turn my mind off, turn my brain off, shut the weak thoughts out that are coming into my brain over and over again, telling me, oh, you're gonna be fine, you can do it tomorrow. And push those away and then go get it done. And I feel better for it, you know? And I think that a lot of people, you know, resonated with that, but it was more so something that I needed for myself. Looking back when I threw my belt, when I threw my jump rope the other day. Oh, I didn't put the work in on the jump rope. No shit, I can't do it. Like, it's not anybody else's fault but for me. Of course, I took it out on the jump rope, but it wasn't the jump rope's fault. It was me not doing double unders for the past year. And so it's no one else's fault but mine. But being able to show that stuff is okay. Because as long as you learn from it, then, you know, the cliche saying of, you know, it's not failure. Failure isn't final until you stop trying. So, you know, it's that kind of mindset is huge for a lot of people, not just in fitness. It's in every aspect of your life, right? Just keep going, keep pushing, keep working. Whew. Oh man. Yeah, I'm warm now. Now we can work out. That's a great way to get into a gym. You're not feeling it. It's easy. No warm up required. You know, you don't have to go hard. First round can be your warm up. You know, and slowly progress. Obviously, we were talking, so I didn't hit it as fast as I normally would, but it took 30 minutes. You know, so I tried to push. It's great. All the machines have a clock on them too, so you can tell when you start with how long each one takes. As long as I'm holding on under a minute each one, I don't really care that much. That's just the pace I like to hold, 20 calories in a minute for these types of warm-up workouts. So, and then trying to get some nasal breathing in when you can. We don't realize how important nasal breathing is. It's what our nose is literally on our face for us to breathe, but everyone wants to be a mouth breather. So try to nasal breathe in between at least, maybe not on the machines, and slowly work to where you maybe do some like slow, longer durations on cardio machines with your nasal breathing. It will drastically, it improves so many things. Nitric oxide booster, right? Which is basically opening up your blood vessels so you can send more blood to the muscles that you need more blood and oxygen to. So yeah, try to get some nasal breathing in between our deep thoughts. We do nasal breathing. Yeah, so that was, you know, a little warm-up workout, but kind of turned into a workout, and we talked about a lot of things that, you know, I truly believe in and think about. So hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, if you have any other questions or comments, things that you want to hear about, please hit me up. I love talking about this kind of stuff, mindset stuff. It's helped me throughout my years drastically. And it's stuff I'm working with my kids on. And so it's cool that not only now I'm not applying it to just myself, but to, you know, my boys. And so trying to get them to have that thought process with their mind, because, you know, the mind is so strong and such a huge aspect of how we perform in life. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, do the thing. And as always, don't forget to pay the man.